guys, welcome back to the Hot Tea channel where we spill tea left, right, and everywhere in between. In today's video, we're talking about Shane Dawson and the possibility of his return, ? Also, Tana Mongoose, she's getting called out for her podcast, and David Dobrik is stuck while traveling. But before we get into all of the tea, let me plug the Hot Tea Twitter account where you can keep up with any updates as well as send us stories that you want us to cover. Also, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you know when we post. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down anything you want to comment. Okay, let's get into the tea. So our first cup of tea is about David Dobrik and him being stuck while traveling. David Dobrik has been filming a travel show for Discovery about how he and his friends have been able to travel together because he finally got his green card. This was a big deal to him because he could go to Slovakia since he hasn't been there in years and now can visit family and go to different places in his home country. But unfortunately, he's stuck there due to immigration laws and whatnot.
Hi guys, sorry I haven't been too active on social media. Currently here. I'm still in Slovakia, except now it's only me and Taylor. Everyone went back home because this is taking way longer and it's a lot harder than I thought it was getting my visa and green card. And yeah, this is like a so I'm apologizing because I can't get any vlogs up or anything. But I hope to return to the States soon. It's like I'm lost. I'm literally stranded.
And all of his friends left him because they have other commitments and David's been stuck there with his assistant Taylor. People are still not the biggest fans after his comeback due to, well, everything that unraveled earlier this year, and a lot of comments were saying Slovakia can have him, don't let him come back in. And at the end of the week, he actually updated the situation. He said that he's able to come back to the US, and he posted this on Instagram. They let me back into America. All I had to do was exchange 12 Teslas and Jason's firstborn for my green card. I'm sorry, And then he posted this on his stories. But all jokes aside, this is a super big deal for me, and I really appreciate everyone who helped me finally become legal. I'll never forget this. Some of the other members of the vlog squad made some jokes. Carly said, "Thank God I was not ready to join a different cult." Scotty Sire said, "Wow, welcome back. And thank God, my views have been getting low." Natalie said, I have to go back to work." So let me know how you feel about this. What are your thoughts on David? Are you happy that he's legal, or are you from the people who think that he should not come back? I don't know. Tell me what you think. Next, let's talk about one of our fave unproblematic queens, Tana Mongoose. Tana Monjo. We're talking about a recent episode of her podcast canceled where one of her hosts, Hunter, spilled some tea on one of his exes. The episode was out a few weeks ago, but the drama happened in this past week, so let's get into it. The hosts of Tana's podcast are Tana and her friends, Brooke and Hunter. Hunter is sort of an ex of Tana, I think. So he told a story about one of his exes that apparently hates Tana, a lot. So Tana keeps on throwing shade at his ex, which is what got her in trouble later on. And Hunter said that he ran into this girl recently at an event. It seemed like they were on good terms since they had spoken and everything seemed alright, but Hunter realized that his ex told trash about him to everyone at this event, and he said it was very random and he didn't know why she was going off on him. Everyone in the podcast agreed that it was rude and really disrespectful since he was a photographer at the event and he was, just doing his job. They said she was trying to make him look bad, saying he ruined her life and so on. Hunter said that he didn't really do anything to his ex. He thought that they were okay and everything, was good between them. But then Tana brings up some tea. She said, "Remember when your ex was mad at you for us hanging out and she hooked up with my ex and they dated just in spite of us?" Hunter responds to Tana with, I don't know about that one.
That's a little fucking insane. I mean, remember when you and I were besties and she was angry, so she hooked up with my ex and they'd paint together every day to spite us, just me?
I don't know about that one, but anyways, ultimately...
Even now, Hunter's so PC. He's honestly,
I know.
I wish her the best.
So basically, Tana was ready to throw shade and come at this girl. And now people think that they know who the ex is. They're saying it's Andrea Russett, since she posted a TikTok and it's thought to be in reference to Tana's podcast episode. In the TikTok, Andrea writes, when he describes all his exes as crazy, and the description is, "Right, so what did you do to them?" And here are some of the comments. For him to talk about it in the podcast was not cool. Yes, call him out. No Andrea slander ever. The way I didn't believe a second of it. Lol. Date someone that doesn't have social media. It's a game changer. And this is a comment from the podcast episode. This user said, "The irony of slating Hunter's ex for 5 minutes straight and then getting a sponsor about mental health. Sincerely, do better. So Tana is getting called out for being shady and also calling someone crazy while having a mental health sponsor in the same episode. Ugh. What do you think about the situation? Obviously, there are 3 sides to the story: Hunter, the exes, and the truth. Andrea's definitely trying to say something happened, but is it about the episode in particular or not? Who knows? And now let's get to the main story of today's video. It involves Shane Dawson. If you guys have followed any T channels in the past almost 2 years now, you would know that Shane's been on the verge of cancellation. I don't know if this is the word, but let's use that one. Well, he sort of got canceled, but there are still a lot of supporters who want him back, and for a while we debated when his official comeback would be. Since last summer, he's been trying to be offline. However, he's popped up every now and then, I would say pretty often actually, on Ryland's podcast, on his vlogs, and he's also been quite active on Instagram and has even released a few merch drop. And it wasn't like old merch that he tried to resell and, you know, get rid of. It was also new. He's definitely working on stuff. So it's debatable to say if he's back or not, or what exactly would be considered his big comeback. But, you know, in the beginning of the year, Trisha, while they were still friends, she almost spoiled that he had something big planned for 2021. But since then, they are no longer friends. She's kept her mouth pretty quiet on whether he is coming back or not. So, Shane Dawson, we haven't talked about him in a hot minute. Recently, he's featured in the newest episode of Ryland Adams, his fiance, and Lizzie Gordon's podcast. They talked about TikTok, their lives, and even Shane's scandal from last year. Ryland wanted to give an update on what's been going on with them since moving to Colorado and their relationship. Of course, Shane threw a few jokes here and there about his reputation and how the internet perceives him.
Very special episode for you today because the one and only my boyfriend, Shane, is here.
I hope I'm the one and only your boyfriend. What the hell was that?
Well, I was going to say the one and only Shane Dawson is here. And then I was like, that's weird because he's my fiance, like to announce him. Yeah. But like, that's how the world knows you.
Ooh. Can we not talk about the world knows me? Hold on.
The world knows you as Ryland Adams' boyfriend.
Honestly, currently, yeah.
Later on, they talked about the movie He's All That. And that scene where Addison throws poop on her co-star, yeah, Shane joked about that, how it reminds him of his past 2 years. He said in that period, there was a time that he thought he would never be able to go back to the internet.
Starting off, when she threw that horse shit, I lost my mind.
When she threw that horse shit, it reminded me of the last 2 years of my life.
He's also mentioned here and there that he wants to return to YouTube and content creation. He's just waiting for the inspiration to hit him. In fact, he's on the hunt for inspo, and Shane even said that he wants to make horror movies and that he has 2 films written and he wishes he could start filming one of them very, very soon. Shane also said that he's not into pop culture anymore and he's not really interested in making content like his docuseries again, since that was his most recent style of videos, talking about influencers and internet personalities, which to be honest was very successful at the time. But ever since his big downfall last year, people have actually found a lot of problems even with that content. So who knows if he's just not interested in making docuseries anymore, or maybe that there's more to it. As we know, he's had a lot of different content eras, like the problematic sketches, music parodies, the short films, the mukbangs, and conspiracy videos, and so on. In terms of the scandal and the people in his life, Shane said that it did touch his friends and family. The situation put the ones around him in a weird spot. He said he feels like his past hurt Ryland and Lizzie, took potential deals and opportunities because they were associated with him, and Shane said that he's really proud of them for continuing on the podcast, even though they got a lot of hate for it in the beginning because it was right after Shane took his break. Lizzie and Ryland really wanted to hype up Shane. They really went on and on and on about how talented he is and that they want him back on YouTube to create more content. It's also important to mention what the rest of the podcast was about. It also included some really dark topics about mental health and suicidal thoughts. Shane shared how his mental health has been in the past 2 years. Obviously, no one wants to wish that to people.
What do you mean? What do you want to say that's really dark?
I just thought it would be funny if I read one of my
What? Shane, I'm right here.
So am I, baby.
I just said,
We're
what
lucky.
would I be without you?
I made it. I'm here.
You have drafted notes?
Lizzie, I love your hair.
Even if they're really problematic, but it's sad to think how cancel culture could affect people. That is no hate to Shane, just saying. However, things people want him to be held accountable for were pretty damn serious, if we could say so. But some even think that he hasn't properly addressed anything, so I don't know about that one. I really don't know. I'm kind of confused. In terms of his current mood, Shane went to IG to share how he's been feeling. He said that he's been in a really good mood lately and he's been very happy. Here's what Shane had to say. Take a look.
This is really cheesy and I'm probably gonna regret posting this, but I just want to say I'm just so happy. Like I'm editing, I'm up at 2 in the morning, working on stuff and just like doing the weirdest things. Like I just did a montage for one of Ryland's videos with well, I don't want to give it away, but it's just so like I love it so much. I'm just so happy. I'm doing good. I'm happy. I'm in a really good place. And I'm really excited about life. Okay, that's it. I'm not drunk, I promise. Also, I'm burning a candle. It smells really good, okay.
The comment section was really positive. Could be because the biggest fans of Shane and Ryland watch the podcast. Could be because the audience may not know all the stuff that he has been canceled for. Or it could be just because some people have forgiven him, maybe. I don't know. So here's what people had to say. One user said, "Great podcast, y'all. It's nice to hear that honest conversation. And it's nice that you didn't cut out the dark stuff because that's real life and a lot of people can relate to that. This is a Shane that was lost in the social media realm. This is a Shane that we all have loved since the beginning. Looking forward to anything he creates in the future." And another user said, "Unpopular opinion, I still love Shane and wish he'd come back." So let me know what you guys think about all of this. How do you feel about Shane coming back to YouTube? Do you want him to? Do you not want him to? And yeah, that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below anything you want to comment down. And yeah, subscribe for more videos. We post almost every single day. So yeah, hopefully you'll be able to hear Ray very soon. So stay tuned for that. And have a good day. Bye.